guys, sorry it's been a minute, but want to introduce you to what Charles says is our new channel mascot, Shazam. Not sure why, just Charles said that he has to be in all videos from now on, so we're just going to set him here. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good boy. So, what are we doing for this one? Oh, you read it? Yeah, okay, well, yeah. This is going to be a quick DIY and a short mini review of something else. So, we don't have much of a channel intro anymore. So, yeah, let's just get to it. So, what does rope, scissors, a punch of sorts, cooking oil, and don't tell mouse, but a jar with a metal lid. No, you can use any jar with a metal lid, be it pickle jar. This just happens to be one that the lid is no good. Yeah, it got left next to something that got really hot, so the rubber seal is no good. So I'm using this, and I have another one like it, just for demonstration purposes, but any lid or jar with a metal lid can be used. So what's all this have in common? Well, emergency lights. Yeah, emergency light. So I'm going to give you a quick how-to. I'm going to show you how to build it. And you can also use used cooking oil as long as it's not burnt. Excuse me. But any oil that is not solidified or burnt, and you can tell if it's burnt, it'll be black and it'll stink. But any cooking oil, and this is for an SHTF type event where power is definitely going to be out for a long time. Be it tornadoes, hurricanes, grid down, whatever. It doesn't always have to be Tedawaki, the end of the world as we know it, for those who didn't know. But any event that causes loss of power for 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to need some way to have light. Not everybody can afford rechargeable batteries, or not everybody wants to stock up rechargeable batteries. Or maybe their rechargeable batteries have died and they still need a source of light, but they don't need massive amounts. These are pretty decent, and I'm going to show a clip in here of one right now. And as you can see, it's not too bad. It's not phenomenally great, but you're not looking to light up the world with it, you're looking to light up a small area. One downside is you will smell oil. You could put in some essential oils, which is at the bottom of this one. There's a little bit of essential oil in this, which will help mask the smell. It's not going to smell like the essential oil, but it'll help cover up that burning oil smell. It's not overwhelming. Don't take me the wrong way on that. It's just, you can smell it. So, what do we do to get to here? Well, pretty simple. First off, you need a hunk of rope. And coiled rope that's already coiled is going to help a little bit, because then you can get it coiled down at the bottom. If not, you can take a piece of wire, thin, like picture hanging wire. If it's multi-strands, peel a strand off. And what I would do is I would take a piece of wire on each side of your rope and then twist it around it, so you can actually bend the rope into the direction you want. That way it stays kind of like this one is at the bottom. You see better? Do a little close-up of that. There you go. You need a seat. If you don't feel like sitting down there, don't sit on the wick. Ah, good grief. Mascots nowadays, can you see him? Charles says he has to be in it from now on, so he's in it. So what you want to do is like what I did with that one. You go, really? Falling down on the job already? Good grief, guy, you ain't even been on the job 5 minutes yet. Sorry. Props nowadays. And kids, gotta love them. Excuse me. Take a drink. So what you want to do is you want to measure about 3 lengths worth of cord. This is just me, personal. From the top of your jar down to the bottom. That'll allow you to coil it And when you coil it, it'll help it keep it toward the bottom. So once you figure out what you need, you just take and cut it. And I'll reaffix my rope here. You wouldn't believe what I had to do to find 100% pure cotton rope. It was a chore. But yes, your rope needs to be 100% pure cotton. Not cotton on the inside with synthetics in the middle. Not synthetics all the way through it. 100% pure cotton. Because otherwise it's just going to melt and stink and not burn the way you need it to. So, there's that. Darn cat's always in the way, what can I say? So, we need to prepare a lid. Just don't tell Mouse I used one of the jars, okay? Now, you could do it from the top down, but I don't recommend that, and there's a reason why. And you can use any kind of punch, nail, screwdriver. You just want to make sure that you only make the hole as big as your rope. So I need to go right about here. About that deep. Now what you want to do is you want to push it down, but you want to push it from the bottom. The reason you do that, and this probably isn't going to work right now because I'm trying to do it gently and not stab myself. Noisy. Alright, if you're that tired, just go to sleep. Just don't tell Charles he went to bed. You want to do it from the bottom. For the simple fact is, any metal that pushes up, you can roll it back over toward to touch this rope that you're using, and it'll keep the rope from falling down in. So you should pull it up to trim it. It won't fall back into the bottom and, you know, cause a problem. And any metal shavings you get off, just make sure you don't stick them in your fingers. And test fit. See what I mean? If you're not careful, it'll pull right back through. And I'm going to do this. I'll do this when I actually go to install it. But what you want to do is you want to take any metal shavings. I'll see if I can close up with this right now. Right here. I'll bend that in toward the rope, not into it, but so it just barely touches it. So it'll prevent it from falling back out. Now that we're done with our stabby thing, I'm gonna warn you, this will be kind of messy. Put our stabby thing over there, install our plastic back on our squizzers. So now what do? Well, first off, gotta open up some Earl and fill our jar. Doesn't have to be fully full, just however. Excuse me, I'm going to put that down there and take another drink. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to saturate this from the tip to the tail. Almost knocked it over. And you're going to want both ends frayed, because if the ends are frayed, it'll actually help draw it in better than if it's a nice cut, even surface. So I'm going to use this end at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this in, push it down to the bottom. Use my scissors to help guide it down. Put that up there so we get oil on everything. And now the fun part. This is where it's going to get nasty and messy. You really want to make sure this tip's saturated and kind of start it or point it out, get your hole lined up, and just kind of carefully feed it through. Now you want the hole just big enough to where the rope, like I showed you, the rope slides right in, but not too loose to where, you know, it's going to wobble all over the place, but not so tight that it's pushing against the rope. You want it really loose. And then you just take any metal you got sitting up. I'm going to use my scissors to do it so I don't stab myself. It helps prevent it from falling back inside. So now I can pull it up, but it doesn't want to fall back down as easy. That's all we want. Give me a moment to clean up a little bit. This is messy. Be right back. And I'm back. Let's kind of clean up our utensil here. Kind of wipe this off. Oh, I created a mess. But hey, it could be, a really good mess. Close that down, good and solid. And, see, as you can see, it doesn't want to go back down now. So let's go ahead and trim it. We'll stuff that nut in the hole right there. We'll pick that up just a little bit. Feather that out. So we got plenty of stuff. And here's where the mini review comes in. Got one of these from Walmart. It's $10 and it's one of those, plasma lighters. It's rechargeable, which means, if you got a solar power bank, you can keep it charged. But is it effective enough to light cooking oil? Now I will say one thing. Sometimes getting these to first start, it's kind of a pain. Once you get it going there, get everything all up in there so it all catches. And it'll take it a minute and it'll calm down. But anyway, for $10, rechargeable lighter, and for the few time or two until it gets done, it's going to leave a little bit extra smoke. I don't smell anything at the moment. But as you can see, you've got a nice little emergency light. And from what little testing I've done, this little teeny jar will probably, if you were to let it burn constantly, would last a good 2 days, maybe even 3, which you're not going to let it burn that long anyway. But, if you need light, get my fingers to work here. A way to make fire rechargeable. Now they're not waterproof, so you're going to want to keep it in a baggie if you're out in the elements. But catch. A couple of emergency lights. Like I said, cooking oil, used cooking oil will work as long as it's not the fatty solidified type. As long as it's good liquid and it's not completely burnt. That's going to put off its smoke now. But that'll calm down in a minute. The first few seconds it's going to put off a little bit of smoke. That's a heads up. That's when you'll actually smell it. And I really don't smell it, I just know what it's going to do. But, and as you can see, after a minute it calms down. And just like in the picture I showed, a little bit, the little sectional videos that I showed, it puts off a little bit of light. You can always put something behind it to reflect light in a direction too. And they're easy to put out. Just this is where they really stink. And the higher the wick up, the brighter it's going to be. Now I just need some cool laser effects here. Yeah, smoky. And now is again when you'll smell the oil. Oh boy. Yeah. But anyway, it's rechargeable. If you got a solar power bank, you can keep these charged. I recommend having some sort of lighter like this. This will light magnesium. It'll light most tinders with no problem. If you take a piece of fat wood and rub off a bunch of shavings onto the ground, and then take a piece that looks like, make one of it like a toothpick, you can light that, then light your tinder, and poof, you got a nice big fire that way as well. So these little plasma lighters are good. This is a cheap one. You can get other ones off of eBay, Amazon, Wish, Banggood, whatever website you want to use. I mean, you can find them. They're not bad. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they are an emergency stopgap. If you're out of lighter, you're out of matches, your ferro rod is somewhere else, you can always have this in your pocket and you have a way to make a fire. It's $10. Same cost as most ferro rods, unless you have handles added to it. You know? So, quick little DIY. Hot. And more hot. And a little mini review of the lighter. Nothing special, just a short little video, or maybe not short, but you know, again, say hi to our new channel mascot, Shazam. Oh, yeah, he's just not very talkative. He likes to fall down and go to sleep on the job. Just like kids. Gotta love them anyway, right? Alright, so that's it for the new channel mascot. A simple DIY emergency light and a mini lighter review. So until the next one, and I'm hoping, I heard back from the company where I had my original drone from, and I'm supposed to be getting it soon, and if I do, because I don't expect anything anymore, if I do, I will do a little video of it, and I'll explain more about why I think drones can be important, which drones you should look into first, and some of the rules and regulations regarding drones that you might not be aware of. So stay tuned, stick around, grab a cup of coffee. It might be a few minutes before the next one comes up, but you know, that's just the way it goes. We'll catch you next time. For me and Charles, be safe. Later.